Hello everyone, my name is Red Ronin and welcome to the first episode of Archetype Reborn. Now, this is gonna be a new series, well it's my first series actually. I'm already looking at old archetypes that can make a pure archetype deck that were very old, but there's something you need to know about Yu-Gi-Oh! When an archetype is very old, that is out of the meta, people forget how the deck actually plays. So then you have an opportunity to take a very old deck and make fun of your friends by beating them with that deck. And this is what we are going to do right now. However, this is not gonna be what we are going to do on this episode. Instead of that, we are going to take a look on all the cards that form the archetype. You can think of it as a archetype archive or something like that. It doesn't matter. Now let us look at every card that forms this archetype. Now we are going to start first with the monsters, and the first monster that we're gonna start with is Amazoness Scout. It's a level 2 500 attack 1100 defense monsters with the effect that reads: during either player's turn, you can tribute this card. This turn, face up Amazoness monsters you control currently cannot be targeted by monster's effect and cannot be destroyed by card effects. Now, this is some what you can call cute protection. And however you're gonna think of this card, it's really bad, because you don't normally want to sacrifice your normal summon for simple protection of card effect. Besides, it is very low at attack, and the Amazoness archetype is well known for his battle-oriented effects. So yeah, bad stats and even worse effect. Their second level 2 monster is Amazoness Baby Tiger. Oh, look at that boy. Oh, isn't that a very cute boy? Oh, look at that collar. Oh my. Okay, jokes aside. It's a level 2 beast type monsters with the effect that read: this card name become Amazoness Tiger while on the field or in the graveyard. If an Amazoness monster is normal or special summoned to your field while this card is in your hand or in your graveyard, you can special summon this card. You can only use this effect of Amazoness Baby Tiger once per turn. It gains a whooping 100 attack for each Amazoness card in your graveyard. Now, in Duel Links, this is an absolutely useless card, mostly because the fusion monsters are not in the game right now. But yeah, this card and another card that we'll be looking at were mainly support, so you can get the 2 fusion monsters as fast as possible. But even without the fusion monsters, and even with the Xyz era that just came to Duel Links, it is still not that good of a card. Really, it's really bad. And believe me, the 100 attack boost is really a measly boost for this monster, especially for it starting with 500 attack only. So yeah, even though a really cute card, it is not that good. And a less worthless card, but not that great, is Amazoness Spy. It's a level 3 warrior monsters with the effect that reads: you can reveal one other Amazoness monster in your hand, special summon this card from your hand. You can only use this effect of Amazoness Spy once per turn. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can target one Amazoness monster in your graveyard except Amazoness Spy, return it to the hand, and shuffle it into the deck. Okay, so what am I gonna say about this card? It's not half bad. At least you can use it as a tribute material for like Queen, I guess, but still, you don't really want to get Queen with normal summoning, while there are way many alternative ways to get Queen out from the deck, not even from your hand. So yeah, not worth running, not even one. In the other hand, the next monster that we are going to see is worth running 3 copies because it's really amazing. It's Amazoness Princess, a level 3 warrior type monster with the effect that reads, this one card name become Amazoness Queen while on the field or in the graveyard. If this card is normal or special summoned, may I read again, special summoned, you can add 1 Amazoness spell and trap card from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect of Amazoness Princess once per turn. When this card declare an attack, you can send 1 other card from your hand or field to the graveyard to special summon 1 Amazoness monster from your deck in defense position, except Amazoness Princess. Like I said, this card is amazing. Not only that it search your whole deck, and I mean your whole deck for spell and traps, but also it can get out Queen from your deck with an easy summoning. And you really want to get out Queen as fast as possible in Amazoness plays. So yeah, really good card. I have nothing else to say about this card. It's really great. Oh yeah, I totally forgot about this one. Amazoness Blowpiper is a level 3 warrior monster with the effect that reads, select 1 face-up monster your opponent control. During each of your standby phase, it loses 500 attack until the end of this turn. Now, if it was at least a per-minute loss, it would have been better, but a measly 500 attack loss is really not that great. It's really measly and really bad. I don't recommend playing this at all. Their first level 4 monster is Amazoness Tiger. Oh god. Oh god. Okay, he definitely went through some stuff. Boy, a change. Like I was saying, Amazoness Tiger is a beast type monster with the effect that reads, you can only control 1 Amazoness Tiger. This card gains 400 attack for each Amazoness monster you control. Your opponent cannot attack any face-up monsters except this one. Now listen, many people don't run this, and I don't actually, but it can be a decent beat stick actually. It can reach, in Duel Links I'm talking about, it can reach the attack of, hold on, let me do my maths. It can reach to 2300, which is not half bad actually, and it does count itself as an Amazoness monster. So yeah, not that bad of a beat stick. The only downgrade of this card that you can only control 1. If you would have been able to control more, you could at least lock your opponent from attacking until, well, they get a monster that can destroy it with card effect. But yeah, Konami hates pets apparently. The second level 4 Amazoness monster is Amazoness Archer. This is actually the first Amazoness monster ever released, so yeah. It have 1400 attack and 1000 defense, and its effect read, you can tribute 2 monsters, inflict 1200 damage to your opponent. Okay, yeah, I smell some FTKing here. Any FTKs? Any FTKs? Yep, there are some FTKs. There you go. Amazoness Archer is not half bad. It's not in Duel Links. It would have been really freaking overpowered if it was in Duel Links, but thank you, Lord, it's not. Thank you, Konami. The tributing 2 monsters, if it was put in a pure Amazoness deck, it would be really bad because you don't really want to risk that amount of monsters and just a measly 1200 damage. So yeah, although 1200 damage is nothing to laugh at, it's not that, you know, not that great. The second Amazoness level 4 monster that we have on this list is Amazoness Sage. It's a level 4 warrior type monster with 1400 attack and 700 defense. And its effect read, at the end of the damage step, If this card attack and is still on the field, target one spell or trap card your opponent control, destroy that target. Actually, not half bad, especially there is an equip card that, you know, save Amazoness monsters from getting destroyed. You could run this to bigger monsters to, you know, pop out some back row. And yeah, I do use this card in my deck, at least. And yeah, you're gonna see the deck eventually in a future episode, hopefully. So yeah, not that bad. Worth running at least two. The other Amazoness monster that is questionable to be run in even a normal deck, not even an Amazoness deck, is Amazoness Chainmaster. It's a level 4 warrior type monster with 1500 attack and 1300 defense, and its effect read: when this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can pay 1500 life point to look at your opponent's hand and add one monster from their hand to your hand. Okay, it's a really weird effect, and just saying, if the card is actually destroyed, I am betting that the opponent have already emptied his hand and have nothing in his hand for you to actually to steal. And even if there was something, I don't think that it was that important to the opponent, especially if he got out a really huge beatstick or a really powerful monster that destroyed this card. So yeah, I'm not really sure about this card. The other card that is really the same thing, is just a Chainmaster that is a little bit younger, is Amazoness Trainee. It's a level 4 monster with 1500 attack and 1300 defense, and its effect read: monster destroyed by battle with this card are returned to the bottom of the deck instead of going to the graveyard. If this card is destroyed an opponent monster by battle, it gain a whooping 200 attack. The same thing with Baby Tiger. The 200 attack boost is not that big of a deal actually, and with the 1500 attack, it is again not that great. Although putting it under the deck, at the bottom of the deck, returning a monster at the bottom of the deck is quite nice actually, and prevent from floating, which is really nice. However, the amount of attack that this card has is just way too measly to run over anything. So yeah, don't run this card. And again, with the measly amount of boosting, what's with these cards and just boosting again and again with measly amount of attack? Amazoness Paladin, a level 4 warrior type monster with 1700 attack and 300 defense, and its effect read: this card gain a whoop. Okay, I'm gonna stop. 100 attack for each Amazoness monster you control. What? Okay, first of all, you really need worth your friend way more than 100 attack, my dude. Like, Konami, what is this? What is this? What are you teaching kids right here? Okay, just next monsters. The second two monsters, I'm actually gonna put them together because one is just a better version of the other one. The first one is Amazoness Fighter, a level 4 with 1500 attack and 1300 defense, and it's a warrior type monster, and the effect reads: you take no battle damage from attacks involving this card. And the second card is just a better version of it, Amazoness Swordwoman, with 1500 attack, more defense, and effect that reads: your opponent takes any battle damage you would have taken from battle involving this card. Konami, what are you smoking? Like, seriously, what are you smoking when making these cards? Like, do you make the first one, then remember, oh yeah, you have another idea that you forgot to put in the first card, well then let's put it in another card. Why not? Like, Konami, what is this? What are you doing? Jokes aside, Amazoness Swordwomen like have a place in every Amazoness deck. No matter what type of deck you're putting, you need to have at least 2 copies. It's just pretty great protection, and you just risk your opponent of, you don't want him to summon a really huge beater that have to attack onto this card. He takes damage, he might even die with it, and with collabs with the field spell, you could do some pretty decent damage. So yeah, great job, Amazoness Swordwomen, not bad. Their final main deck monster is Amazoness Queen, a level 6 monster, a warrior type monster with 2400 attack and 1800 defense, with the effect that read, Amazoness monster you control cannot be destroyed by battle. Okay, now I do know it's a pretty weak effect for a level 6 monster, and it doesn't even have a special summoning, condition or something, but actually with Princess, it's actually a pretty good combo. You attack with Princess, bring her out, and with a trap that I will just talk about, you could nuke every single monster your opponent controls. So yeah, Queen, it does upgrade the deck a lot, although there is only 1 copy of her in Duel Links, and I really mean that, there is only 1 copy of her. Okay, now I'm gonna talk about the extra deck monster. Although they're not in Duel Links, this video is an archetype archive, so I do think I have to talk about them since they are Amazoness support. The first Amazoness fusion, yes, you heard me right, fusion monster, is Amazoness Pet Liger. Weird name. Well, it's a level 7 monster that requires Amazoness Tiger and one other Amazoness monster, easy to make. It has 2500 attack and 2400 defense, pretty decent attack, and its effect read, once per battle, if this card attacks during damage calculation, you can make this card gain 500 attack during that damage calculation only. If your Amazoness monster attacked an opponent monster, after damage calculation, you can target 1 face-up monster your opponent control, it loses 800 attack. Monster your opponent control cannot attack Amazoness monsters you control, except Amazoness Pet Liger. Okay, this is a really weird card, although it does provide decent attack, which the archetype desperately need. It's not a significant game winner or anything. A weird effect that just works on battle, which I do understand. Like, it's a Pet Liger, it's a tiger and a pet and Amazoness. You know what, whatever. Next monster. The second Amazoness fusion monster, again a fusion monster, is Amazoness Empress. She's a level 8 monster, a warrior type monster again. It requires Amazoness Queen and 1 other Amazoness monster, and its effect read, other Amazoness cards you control cannot be destroyed by battle or card effect. If your Amazoness monster attack a defense position monster, it inflicts piercing damage to your opponent. If this face-up fusion monster is destroyed by battle or leaves the field because of an opponent card effect while its owner control it, you can special summon 1 Amazoness Queen from your hand, deck, or graveyard. Although I don't really like that other Amazoness line, it's a pretty decent protection. It is better than Queen, giving it floating effect and effect protection, which is I do like. I would have preferred having even targeting effect, but it's okay, I guess. We have to work what we have. And with the versatility of Amazoness Princess, it is pretty easy to fusion summon. It is really not that hard at all. So yeah, decent card. The first spell card we have in here is Amazoness Village. It's a field spell, and its effect read, all Amazoness monster gain 200 attack. Once per turn, when a Amazoness monster is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon one Amazoness monster from your deck with a level less or equal than to that Amazoness monster in the graveyard. Now, tagging this card with Amazoness Swordwomen is actually pretty brutal, because when your opponent summon a huge beatstick and you having Amazoness Swordwomen, you can just ram Amazoness Swordwoman to that beatstick and then get another Swordwoman, ram it again, get another Swordwoman, ram it again. If he's not dead, you can just get a princess, activate her effect, get a, I don't know, like a quick play spell, there is a quick play spell, or get a trap or something like that, and you probably just damage the hell out of that opponent. So yeah, Amazoness Village is really cool and really helpful, making the deck more consistent than it is. Their first and only continuous spell is Amazoness Fighting Spirit. It's a continuous spell, and its effect read: if an Amazoness monster attacks a monster with higher attack than the attacking monster, gain 1000 attack during damage calculation only. How can I describe it? It's not bad, and it's not that great. It is really situational, and I don't really think of many, situations where you highly need to like destroy a monster and need a 1000 attack boost. Although 1000 attack boost is nothing to laugh at, it is good to keep at least one copy in it. Again, it is really, really situational. So yeah, play at least one copy. Then we have an equipped spell, Amazoness Heirloom. Okay, that's an even weirder name than Pet Liger. Its effect reads: equip only to an Amazoness monster. Once per turn, that monster cannot be destroyed by battle. After damage calculation, if the equipped monster attack a monster, destroy the attacked monster. Equipping it with Sage is actually a decent idea. It's basically you basically just guaranteed a monster destruction and a popping of a back row. So yeah, pretty good with equipping it with Sage, I guess. The first normal spell is Amazoness Spellcaster. Really weird why they didn't make it a monster though. Oh well. Its effect read: target one Amazoness monster you control and one face-up monster your opponent controls. Switch to the original attack of those targets until the end of this turn. It's really fun to just pull it off, actually. I'm just imagining a case when an Amazoness Scout just obliterate a freaking Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon. It's pretty fun, yeah, it's pretty fun to pull off, and it's mainly situational, again. The final spell that we have right here is a quick play spell, actually. It is Amazoness Call. Its effect reads: take one Amazoness card from your deck except Amazoness Called and either add it to your hand or send it to the graveyard. During your main phase, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one Amazoness monster you control. This turn, that monster can attack all monsters your opponent control, one each. Also, other monster your opponent control cannot attack. You can only activate one Amazoness Call once per turn. Oh boy. Okay, so this card just boosts up the consistency of the archetype from 5 to 500. Not only that, you can search the whole archetype, spells, trap, and monsters. Not only that, but you can either send them to your hand or to the graveyard, making it like possible with Baby Tiger to like get special summoned, do some link shenanigans, and all that crap. Not only that, but you can prevent your opponent from attacking, and you can make one of your monsters attack all monsters your opponent control. Now tag this with, I don't know, like Swordwoman and Queen, and oh boy, you just have a whole lot of damage your opponent is waiting for. Like, this card is just amazing for its versatility and durability, and is great in every single scenario. I don't really see any scenario that this card can be bad. So yeah, just play 3 copies. I have nothing else to say. The first trap that we are going to see is actually the traps that makes the whole deck a whole lot better. This trap just make the deck, like make the archetype from nearly impossible to play with pure Amazonas to maybe a little bit hard to play Amazonas pure. Like seriously, this trap is amazing. And it is Amazonas Onslaught. It's a continuous trap and its effect read. Once per turn, during the battle phase, you can special summon 1 Amazonas monster from your hand, and if you do, it gains 500 attack until the end of this turn. Now, this is not what we're looking for. This is what we're looking for. After damage calculation, if your Amazonas monster battled an opponent monster while this card is already face up in your spell and trap zone, you can banish that opponent monster. And if this card on the field is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can target 1 Amazonas monster in your graveyard and special summon it. The line that we're looking for is you can banish that opponent monster, and mind you, this is not once per turn. You can banish the whole field of your opponent, and I'm talking the whole field. And most people typically do not read, like even in Duel Links with, like you can just click on the card, you can just read it, and it's just okay. Even in Duel Links, most people do not read the second effect, and even if the monster got banished, they like their mentality, they just think it's once per turn. So they just continue attacking until all of their monsters are just banished. And even if they didn't attack, when you attack, you just banish them. That's the whole thing. Like this card just made the archetype from a slow attack focused archetype to let me just take every single material off my opponent. This card is amazing and you need to have 3 copies of it. Sadly, it is only limited to 1 in Duel Links. But if you are a TCG player, just play 3 copies. That's the least thing you can do. Now, the second trap is actually a little bit weird. It's actually your getaway card from any type of Mirror Force, Drowning Mirror, or any of those mirror shenanigans, and it is your getaway card from any targeting effect. It is Amazonas Shamanism. I think it says that, I don't know. Well, its effect is destroy all face-up Amazonas monster you control. Let me continue. Then you can special summon as many number of level 4 or lower Amazonas monster from your graveyard in face-up defense position, up to the number of monsters you destroyed by this effect. Now yes, you are going to nuke your entire field, but you are going to get your monsters back. So if you're quite in a pickle and your opponent summons a lot of beat sticks that you can get through and will deal you a lot of damage, you can just activate this and put them all in defense position. Then activate Onslaught, and if they attack, they're just gonna get banished and you get no damage. And let me just say this, tagging this with Princess, you're just gonna activate her effect again, so you will be able to search for another spell or trap. So that's actually not that bad. This trap, this exact trap is actually really underrated. A lot of people like think it's really bad, but for me, I play 1 copy. It's a pretty decent trap that can save your butt a lot. Now I think this is not the final trap. This is this is not the final trap. It is again a continuous trap. It's Amazonas Willpower. It is a continuous trap, and its effect reads select 1 Amazonas monster in your graveyard and special summon it in attack position. It cannot change its battle position, and you must attack if able. When this card is removed from the field, destroy that monster. When that monster is destroyed, destroy this card. So it's just a weird monster reborn. I think is just a little weird, but it is pretty, again, it's pretty helpful, and you can tag it with Princess to search for other spells and trap. It's not half bad. The final trap that we have in this archetype is Amazonas Archers. known as the Japanese Amazonas Archery Squad, I think, which is a really cool name. Its effect read: when an opponent monster declares an attack while you control an Amazonas monster, change all monsters your opponent control to face-up attack position. Flip effect are not activated. They lose 500 attack. Also, they must attack this turn if able. Now, this card is again really underrated, but tagging it with Onslaught, you're just gonna banish all monsters your opponent control. Like, with Queen, you're just gonna banish every single monster your opponent control. Even if you took some damage, every monster is just banished. Yes, you might take some damage. Yes, he is going to attack. Yes, he might activate the monster effect, but they're going to get banished no matter what happens. So yeah, pretty decent combos we got in here. And that is it. The Amazonas archetype was one of my favorite archetypes after all. I really liked how it plays, and I really liked the style of playing of that archetype. Although sadly it's been quite a while since the last support came out, and I really would love to see something new out of this archetype. After all, it is my first deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, and it is completely free as well. So yeah, I hope you liked this video, and if you enjoy my content, why not leave a like up down there. And don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment on what other archetype should I do. Now I'll be just preparing for the second part of this video. It will be me trying to play with Amazonas in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links and getting some good rank ups and hopefully providing some good content for you. So yeah, goodbye.